Yo, 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 people of the night. It is your boy BD from the Grease Broadway play. And today we're going to be exploring not the horror genre and not the limitless cavern of the horror genre. But nonetheless, you can make sure to take a seat and grab a drink because we're actually going to be celebrating a milestone on my channel. And this video is long overdue because I got very busy during college. I could not record it during that time. But now I got the time. It's summer break, so I can finally record this long overdue video. And originally this was supposed to be a Q&A video for my 200 subscriber milestone. But because you guys are amazing, we're already at 250 subscribers. We passed that milestone. And actually the channel right now is at 273 subscribers, meaning we are very close. I think like 27 away from getting to 300 subscribers. So I'm going to have a celebration for that in a certain way. But yeah, we've surpassed the 250 subscriber milestone. That's huge. You guys are amazing. I want to give a big shout out to everybody who has subscribed to my YouTube channel. You guys are amazing. All you guys who comment, all you guys who like, all you guys are subscribed. And a lot of you guys have supported me tremendously. This YouTube channel would not exist without you guys. The horror community has been very polite, very kind, very amazing to interact with. And I generally love talking to a lot of y'all. I can see how passionate you guys are. You guys are just as passionate as me, sometimes even more passionate. And it always makes it very fun to interact with you guys and make these videos because I can know that the content is going out to a great crowd. So hope the channel keeps growing. Hope you guys keep tuning in. And yeah, God bless. So nonetheless, let's get into the Q&A video. I do want to give a quick shout out to some fellow reviewers and channels that I think are pretty great, that have been either important to my journey, or I think that they just do some great work or inspire me in some regard. First up is my friend Austin, one of the Austins that I'm friends with. And that is on the Goosebumps Completionist channel and also Horror FFA. Horror FFA, he reviews a lot of different adult horror movies and series and franchises. So please go subscribe to Goosebumps Completionist or Horror FFA. I will link him down below. He's an amazing guy, very knowledgeable, an encyclopedia of knowledge just regarding horror genre. And yeah, he's an amazing reviewer. He's an amazing person. And he's a really close friend of mine. I treat him like a brother. Another guy I treat like a brother is the other Austin, who his channel is Monster Blood. A lot of you guys may know him. He's a great reviewer as well. He's an amazing friend of mine. He has a lot of great videos, and I really dig him. He covers all different genres of horror on his channel, much like I do on mine, so please go check him out. Next up is Michael, from Michael Goosebumps Fan, from Night of the Living Dude, and Mr. Wildboy94, all three of his channels. This guy is great. He's an amazing friend of mine. Super, super kind guy. Super, super wholesome. Nice. Unapologetically himself, and I love him for doing that. His channel and his content is amazing. Another one, Shadyside Library. Shadyside Library, you are a great friend of mine. That is easily one of the most kindest human beings on earth. He's amazing. I love your content. I love what you do. Shout out to you and Lily. Hope you guys the best of wishes. Best of luck in all your future endeavors, and I can't wait to keep watching your channel and talk about similar stuff that we enjoyed together with you. Another one is Goosebumps Enthusiast. This guy is on the Goose Junkies podcast with me back it was on. His name is Bruce. Bruce, you're a great guy. Enjoy your content. Please go check him out. He does Goosebumps videos as well as other content. Also has a channel called Metal Horror Bruce. You have Goosebumps for Dummies, Mr. Alejandro. His channel is very creative. He's a very funny guy. Makes a lot of good Goosebumps content. Want to give him a shout out. And who else? There are some channels on here that even though I don't interact with them all the time, they make some great content. There's a channel called the Goosebumps Crew. Goosebumps Crew has got some really good podcast videos on there where they review a lot of celebrities that are involved in Goosebumps. Some great guys on there. They recently made a video with Catherine Long. Absolutely amazing. I will try to get Catherine Long's number from them to the best of my ability. Believe that. And also there's a channel called Paperback Mania who does a lot of reviews on like old school like horror books, vintage horror books. He's been retired for like 3 years, but he's a great guy. He inspires me to make content, especially nowadays during summer. Another good friend of mine is the ultimate Goosebumps man, Micah. You're an amazing guy. You're an amazing friend. I love all your videos. I love you as a person. You're a great guy. Really fun to interact with. Really fun to talk with. So yeah, hopefully I might be seeing him for the podcast episode we might record tonight. But yeah, you're a great guy. Go check out his channel. And Mr. Mortman's Library, another great guy. Love your videos. He needs way more attention. My bad, speaking problem. More attention than he gets. So I'm gonna link them down below. And those are all the immediate guys I can think of. So thank you so much. There's also some Goosebumps YouTube video reviewers and people that I'm friends with. Vero, you're on the Discord. You're going to be watching. I appreciate you, brother. You're a good friend of mine. I really do genuinely treat you like a brother. And Spongy444, another great reviewer. He's got a blog. Please go check him out. He's been in the Goosebumps community for a long time, and the motherfucker has read damn near every single book and piece of media that I can think of. So, yeah, all great guys, all great people. Please go check them out. Without further ado, let's get into I was about to say the review. It's not a review. The Q&A video celebration. Let's get into it. So very first, I want to address some of the questions I got on Instagram on my old post. And Pulp Fiction Books, he doesn't have a channel, but he does some pretty fun reviews on his Instagram account. So please go check out Pulp_Fiction_Books. Has some good reviews out there. Reviews a lot of cool stuff. He had 4 questions for me. And his first question, I believe, was, if I could have Tim Jacobus remake a cover on a modern Goosebumps book from Horrorland all the way to, like, I guess House of Shivers, technically, what book would I want the cover? Still sick, y'all, sorry. Which cover would I like to be remade? So for this one, I would choose Escape from Horrorland. I think that's the one with the horror that ate way too many Twinkies, way too many Debbie cakes, kind of like me during the summer with my diet. He's been putting on some pounds. He sort of sits there with his arm crossed and looks forward. I would like him to redo that cover. I would like him to do something really dope and make something cool with that cover. I think Jacobus could cook up something really good for that. And this cover was good, but I'd want to see him just remake it just to see. I kind of just want to see the character designs in his old-fashioned style. Excuse me. And that would be the Streets of Panic Park. So Streets of Panic Park and Escape from Horrorland. I would like to see Jacobus do his own take on that, his own version. And I can't really think of any other book that I would immediately want the cover changed. So those would be my 2 picks. I would definitely like to see him do his version of those. The next question he had, I believe, was, have you read any Nightmare Room books? And if not, you should. Yes, I actually have read some Nightmare Room books. I've read 2. I've read Locker 13, which I thought was decent, average. It's all right. It's good. It's a decent book. I wasn't too big of a fan of it, but I think it's a fun enough read. If you like the cursed object type of stories, that one's one you should check out. Arguably one of the better ones Stein has done. And second was Shadow Girl. Now, Shadow Girl, I actually really enjoyed. I read that book a long time ago. I have not reviewed either of these books because I'm a bum. I'm a fraud. I need to get to it. But I'm going to have to reread or skim them just to remind myself of the books. But Shadow Girl, I really enjoyed. That was probably the best superhero / comic book story that R.L. Stein has done. He needs to write more books like that. He needs to write, Dr. Maniac like that. He needs to write Attack of the Mutant like that. I heard They Call Me the Night Howler is supposed to be like a spin-off of Shadow Girl or inspired by it, but I heard it's nowhere near as good. Shadow Girl is amazing. It's an extremely well-written book. I can easily see that book adapted into a movie. So yeah, Shadow Girl, a really, really good one. I enjoy that one a lot. So Nightmare Room so far has been pretty good to me. And I've heard that there's a lot of good high-quality books in there. So yeah, I plan on checking out more Nightmare Room eventually. The next question I believe he had was, what's your favorite R.L. Stein book outside of the Goosebumps series? Now, I've said this before on other videos, and I think some of you may already know my answer to it. If you've spoken to me enough or you've kept up with my content enough, my favorite R.L. Stein book outside of the Goosebumps series is The Haunting Hour short story collection. There's 2 big short story collections he released called The Nightmare Hour and The Haunting Hour. A lot of the stories from the Nightmare Hour book was adapted into the Haunting Hour TV show, but surprisingly, almost none of the stories in the Haunting Hour short story collection were adapted into the TV show. I think just My Imaginary Best Friend or My Imaginary Brother, whatever that story's called, that was the only one adapted in there. But the Haunting Hour short story collection is my favorite R.L. Stine book. That one is consistently amazing. It's got a lot of high quality short stories in there. The Halloween Dance is the first story in there. That's a good one. Really good one. The Bad Babysitter is a really good one. Revenge of the Snowman is one of my favorite stories to the point. Losers, I think, is my favorite story in that entire book, just for how weird and freaky and disturbing it was, but in a good way. I really enjoy that one. And there's a lot of good stories in there. So yeah, the Haunting Hour is my favorite R.L. Stine book outside of Goosebumps. And finally, his last question was, can I get Felicia's phone number? Go fuck yourself, wanka. Yeah, that's all I have. Thank you, Pulp Fiction Books. I appreciate you very much. You can go fuck yourself. You're not getting Felicia's phone number, you bitch. And thank you for the questions. Please go check out Pulp_Fiction_Books, his Instagram account. He's a good guy. He's got a lot of good reviews on there for stuff. So go check that man out. All right, and the next one was Goosebumps enthusiast Bruce. He commented on my Instagram. He's got some joke questions in there, but he did congratulate me on my achievement. So thank you, Bruce. I appreciate that. His questions were, I think, would you want to reread every single Night of the Living Dummy book, or I think like twice, or like he said, would you want to reread every single Night of the Living Dummy book? Excuse me, that's mid. Or would you want to reread the Monster Blood series? I would rather reread the Monster Blood series, to be honest. It's only like 4. The first book, Monster Blood, is fine, but then the sequels are terrible, awful pieces of shit. But they're 3 books, and they're goofy enough that I can at least laugh while I'm making fun of them. The mid Slappy books, all those goddamn Slappy books, bore the fucking shit out of me. They all got a talent show. Take a shot every time Stine uses a talent show. Take a shot every time Slappy goes into some type of slapstick. Your mama's fat type of jokes. You'll fucking die. Your liver will literally explode by that point. Immediate shutdown. I would rather reread all the Monster Blood sequels. Next one was, would you rather reread like Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes 10 times, or would you rather reread Why I'm Not Afraid of Ghosts 5 times? I would rather reread Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes 10 times. Why I'm Not Afraid of Ghosts is the worst kids horror book I've ever read. That shit is fucking doo-doo garbaggio. That shit is the bottom of fucking the Hunchback of Notre Dame's toes. I'm not licking in between that shit. I would never do that 5 times, let alone. That shit is horrible. That shit is fucking garbage. And yeah, never again. I'd rather reread Revenge of the Shit Gnomes. And I forgot his last question. But I think he was just congratulating me. So thank you, Bruce. I appreciate that. Go check out his channel, Goosebumps Enthusiast. Now I can get to my YouTube channel, where a lot of my comments were done on here. So first up is Mr. Spongy 444, the very popular blog. Dude, I can't talk today. What the hell? I'm having a stroke mid-video. I just ate some good Italian food, so I might be going into comatose very soon, but this is a laid-back video. Who cares? I don't gotta be the best. I'm in a leather jacket. I look like I'm out of the fucking Grease show. I'm not sponsored by Pepsi, but I wish I was. Let's just enjoy. Spongy444 said, nice ASMR. Well, that's because I recorded in the library on my college campus to make that announcement video. So, yeah, you guys got quiet me for once. Not my fucking loud ass all the time. His question was, are there any horror books that you find overhated, be it for kids or for adults? I can't think of horror books that I necessarily think are overhated for adults, but for kids, I mean, Goosebumps Chicken is like a universally memed on book. It's hated by a lot of people. That book is not that bad. I gave it like a 6 out of 10, which is like okay. It's like a meh. You know, I have some parts of that book that I do enjoy. I do like the body horror in Chicken. I like the fact that they pull the feathers out of their body and there's like little holes left behind in their arms. That's like, if you have trypophobia, that's like a big thing. Their lips hardening into beaks. A lot of that stuff I enjoyed. I don't think it's a bad book by any stretch. And I think it's got some good morals in it, but just the ending kind of fumbled, you know. It's not the greatest book ever. So yeah, but it's definitely overhated. And I don't think this one is overhated amongst the community. I think it's well loved amongst the community. But this second book is fucking definitely overhated by you, mister, and Monster Blood. Both of you be smoking, not that black and mild, but that black and mid pack. You guys got to get off the DMT. We're looking out for your well-being. We want you to succeed. You got bright futures ahead of you. But you're fucking hooked on that shit. So you got to put the blunts down, all right? You say that Zombie Halloween is like a boring shit book. No, the fuck it's not. Zombie Halloween is amazing. That book is fantastic. It's gory. It's got a lot of good stuff in there. The prologue is one of the best things in Goosebumps. You even got a kid who dies in there. Really creepy, really ominous, really scary. I like the gimmick of zombie shows like The Walking Dead ripoff in the book being this big thing. The idea of tunnels underneath your house leading to a graveyard with God knows what being able to get to your house. Quite scary. Just the twist ending and very end of the climax was whatever. But rest of the book is amazing. So, yeah. So thank you, Spongy, for the question. Next up is a guy named JF-FJ2KG. This motherfucker has got a nuclear launch code as his username. But I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for commenting on the video. Who are your top 5 Goosebumps villains so far? Okay. In no particular order, because I don't have an order right now. I'll probably make this video in the future, maybe like a top 10 or something. So no order. Carl Nav from Trilogy. Motherfucker is funny as shit. He's amazing. He's really charming, quite ominous. He's just a really fun villain, and I really enjoy him. Carl Nav, I think played by Daniel Cash, amazing. Excuse me. Shopkeeper, possessed by the Haunted Mask from the Haunted Mask 2 episode. That is one of the most Black Air Force energy villains out there. Completely terrifying, very powerful, very scary, just arguably one of the best Goosebumps villains, one of the best kids horror villains, period, out there. So those two are on there. Chop Suey from the What's Cooking short story. Chop Suey is a supernatural slasher ghost lady that was a lunch lady that put kids' body parts inside of the soup and made people eat it according to the urban legend. You chant her name 3 times like Bloody Mary. She pops up and starts hacking up dead rats and doing a bunch of crazy shit. She's an amazing villain. Very horrifying, very scary. Really like her. Next up is Dare from Attack of the Beastly Babysitter. Dare is easily the coolest Goosebumps villain out there. He's a guy covered head to toe in tattoos. He can manipulate reality, send you to different dimensions. He can peel off his tattoos and make them into actual monsters. And he's able to like create black holes, tsunamis, all this crazy stuff. He's an amazing, awesome villain. And finally, Sabelle the Wicked from Welcome to the Wicked Wax Museum. Sabelle the Wicked is completely horrifying. It's a lady who got burned up in a fire. She got deformed, and she ends up taking people's body parts and trying to put different body parts on her face like some fucked up leather face shit. Yeah, that's an actual villain in Goosebumps. She takes body parts and puts it on her face. So, like, she's got one eye that's down here and it's blue. She's got one eye that's green and up here. Her hair is all different colors. She's got, like, tufts of orange hair amongst her, like, black hair and brown ends and blonde ends. And her nose doesn't look correct. Her lips are, like, deformed because, again, she's patching different body parts on her like a fucked up Mr. Potato Head. Yeah, she's horrifying. And the way she basically guts kids and people alive to get their skins and parts is some of the scariest stuff you'll ever read in Goosebumps, and honestly they will never be able to get away with that stuff in a modern book or a mainline book from back in the day. Only Give Yourself Goosebumps can get away with stuff like that. So that's my top 5 as of right now. No order once again, but that's my top 5 Goosebumps villains for right now. Next up is Ariana Gonzalez 2776. She comments on a lot of my videos. Very nice girl. I appreciate you. She's always commenting, so I appreciate the fact that you're always on my channel. And she has 10 questions, so let me go by these one by one. So what is your favorite part of your YouTube career? That's very kind of you, Ariana. I get what you're saying, as in like me making videos. I don't have a career off YouTube. I don't make any money off of it. It's just a hobby. If I'm able to make it into a career in the future, monetize it, that'd be amazing. That'd be a blessing. God only knows, it's in his hands. But yeah, favorite thing about my YouTube, I guess, hobby is I love uploading videos just because I get to talk about stuff that I review. I always like talking about stuff, but I never have people that are into the same stuff that I am. Not a lot of my friends are as big horror fans or talk about the stuff. So when I get to make videos, I get to actually reach out to people who actually enjoy this content, that love it, that are passionate fans about it. So that's a good way for me to interact with you guys. And the big thing about me making a YouTube channel is I like entertaining you guys. I treat it like show business. I like making you guys laugh. I like making it a fun experience. So that's why I do what I do. So that's the whole reason why I did YouTube. How do you feel about the new season for the live action Goosebumps? Well, this was a question a month ago. Um, new season, but it's kind of getting old now. But I wasn't a big fan of it. I did not like the Goosebumps Disney Plus show. I made plenty of videos about that, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. If you like the show, good for you. If you enjoy it, more props to you, but did not enjoy it at all. There was a few episodes in there that I liked. Go Eat Worms was a good episode. Cuckoo Clock of Doom was a pretty decent episode. Slappy's introduction episode was good, but the rest of it, and then some of it was straight doo-doo. Fucking Baggio. What is your favorite Goosebumps book, number 3? My favorite Goosebumps book so far, in terms of it's the only one that's gotten a perfect score out of me, is Are You Terrified Yet? Are You Terrified Yet from Series 2000 is a perfect Goosebumps book to me. It's a coming-of-age story. It involves a kid who's a scaredy cat, and he has to prove himself to be brave in a new neighborhood. He ends up doing this random act of bravery, saving a kid from getting into a car crash. And when he does this, people think that he's this big hero. He's a big, kind of star in his community now. And some kids who know some of his friends from his old school figure out that they used to call him Craig because he was a scaredy cat. So now they're trying to make him do all these dares to prove he's brave. And Craig doesn't want to back down because if he backs down, all of a sudden he's going to start getting picked on and bullied again. And it's a dark book. It has some quite disturbing stuff in it. There's a spider scene that is straight gross and horrifying. There's a scene involving them going into a morgue with dead bodies and doing some questionable stuff that is quite disturbing. It's a really good book all the way around. And my second book that I think is pretty much perfect, just one small nitpick at the end, but it's a damn near perfect Goosebumps book, and arguably, one of my favorite of all time, and that is Welcome to Deadhouse. Welcome to Deadhouse is my favorite of the OG62 right now. It's been that way for a long time. Easily one of the darkest Goosebumps books. Super disturbing, super horrific, and Stein was really pushing the envelope with the first book. So it's great. And the only book that I've seen reach this level of dark and disturbing so far in Goosebumps was Zombie Halloween, which kind of felt like it was paying homage to Welcome to Deadhouse. So yeah, those are my 2 favorite Goosebumps books. But right now, Are You Terrified Yet? It's my number 1. Next, what do you like to do besides read books and work on your channel? Nothing. No, I'm kidding. Pretty much nothing though. I like hanging out with my friends. My friends and I go out to the movies a lot. We do stuff like mini golfing, go downtown in the city. My friends and I usually during the summer at least set up a couple of days that we go downtown in the city, eat at some good restaurants, go around. I also like to travel. My mom and I have traveled a lot in the past. I've been to places like, God bless, I've been to places like London, Dubai, Italy, a bunch of cool places. And obviously I've been around different cities in the United States, and I've been to India because that's where my other side of the family is. So traveling is one thing. I like to read books. I like to, aside from reading books, working on my channel, and just that, I like hanging out with my friends, going to different places. I like traveling, and this is not something I used to do anymore. Oh, I do anymore, but I used to do it. I used to be into martial arts, so I used to do karate. My friend is into capoeira and jiu-jitsu, so I've done capoeira and jiu-jitsu, a couple classes with him occasionally. So yeah, martial arts is a big thing for me as well. I don't do it as much anymore, but I've been thinking about getting back into it, but I'm very busy at the moment, so yeah. But I'm a big fan of martial arts. Do you have any pets? No, I do not. My friends have pets. One of my friends has some German Shepherd lab mixes. I love them to death. Another one of my friends has a Bulldog Boxer mix that I love to death as well. So my friends have dogs that I'm very close with, but I don't have any pets. So yeah. What do you think about Stein's new Goosebumps series? I have not read any book from House of Shivers yet, but I like the fact that they're all separate books. They're not tied to any sequel or anything. They're all new. So I like the fact that he's going for more creative ideas, more new books, and I think it's the right direction. That's what I was looking for. Slappy World wasn't really what I was looking for, but the last 2 books of Slappy World and now what he's doing with House of Shivers, I appreciate it. How old were you when you got your first Goosebumps book? I don't know the exact age. It was either first or second grade. The first Goosebumps book that I picked up was I borrowed Werewolf of Fever Swamp from my elementary school library, brought it home and read through it a little bit. And I absolutely love the cover to that book, which is why I got it. I loved werewolves as a kid. That cover resonated with me, and then I started reading it, and I enjoyed it. I had fun back then. So that was the first Goosebumps book I ever read, Werewolf of Fever Swamp. So yeah. What is your favorite thing to do on the weekends? I'm a lazy bum. I like reading. I like eating good food. I like sitting down, watching movies, just relaxing. I don't like going out too much. I don't go out to the club or party or anything. As much as my personality comes off on camera, I'm an ambivert. I'm pretty good with talking in front of people. I'm pretty good at public speaking. Again, entertaining you guys. But I like kind of being to myself. Again, like reading books, like watching shows, watching movies. I'll go out with my friends to go eat and go watch movies or do stuff with them. We do stuff like mini golf. We go to video game cafes and stuff like that. But aside from that, nah, I'm a homebody. What show do you like to watch? There's a lot of shows I like to watch. Some of the shows that I like as casual watches, just to relax, is like Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is one of my all-time favorites. I love watching that show just to relax and enjoy. I like watching anime. I watch anime like Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, some other stuff as well. And it's not a show, but for YouTube, aside from watching my reviewer friends, I love Conan. I love watching a lot of Conan O'Brien. I watch a lot of his stuff. I think he's super hilarious. Stuff he does with Team Coco is amazing. So I watch a lot of that as well. So yeah, that's what I do. What subject did you like in school? I liked literature. I liked my reading class, my literature classes, language arts. Those are the ones I always did well in. I also like biology just because you get to talk about animals and nature and stuff. I'm a big wildlife enthusiast and nature enthusiast. So yeah, that's some of the stuff that I like studying in school. Not a big fan of school, but those are the few things that I enjoyed. And I was always good in business classes, so I like business as well, especially marketing. So yeah. Thank you so much, Ariana Gonzalez. Next up, Harvey's Horror House. Go check him out. He has a YouTube channel as well. Very cool guy. What is your favorite horror franchise? Favorite horror franchise. Honestly, at this point, my favorite horror franchise is Creepshow. I'm a huge fan of Creepshow. Thank you to my friend Austin again from Horror FFA. He put me on to Creepshow. He's a big Creepshow fan. I've been loving the Creepshow movies, except for 3. Tales from the Dark Side, spiritual successor movie. I enjoyed it as well. I like the Creepshow comics pretty much. I like the idea of them. And I like the Creepshow TV show. So Creepshow is my favorite horror franchise so far. What would you put forth on the horror Mount Rushmore? Like you mean like my favorite authors? I don't know if you mean books or series or horror authors, but I guess I can do a little bit. I don't know. I guess authors would be like R.L. Stein, Nathan Ballingrud, Stephen King, Joe Hill. For right now. Franchises: Creepshow, Goosebumps, Haunting Hour. Yeah. I don't know what the question was, but and I guess my favorite books of all time, that's way too hard. It's gonna take some time to do that. But yeah, I guess if that helps you answer your question. Favorite slasher. I have not seen much slashers, my friends. I am new to watching slashers, but out of the slashers I've seen so far, Halloween 2, 1981 is my favorite slasher. I really, really enjoy Halloween 2. I think it's even better than the first movie. It's great. It's amazing. I love the hospital setting. I love the Halloween stuff. And obviously, Halloween 2 plays into Michael Myers actually being a supernatural threat. In the first movie, it's more so like mystery, but some people claim he's human, but then he survives 6 revolver rounds to the chest. He survives getting stabbed in the neck and the eye, and then he falls down like 2 floors, 3 floors of a house and walks away like nothing happened. Yeah, he's supernatural, buddy. That's no human is able to do that fucking shit. He's supernatural, bruh. And the second movie plays into that, so I enjoy the second movie a lot. Do you ever plan on paying your taxes? Oh, shit. Next question. Thank you so much, Harvey's Horror House. Appreciate you, my guy. Congratulations for Mr. Mortman. Mr. Mortman, I'm going to link his channel in my description. Love that guy. Love his videos. Really nice guy. Really wholesome. Congratulations. What are some horror movies you think everybody should see? Creepshow 1. Creepshow 1, the first movie, is one that everybody should see. That's a great movie. Krampus 2015, another great movie everybody should watch. And the first VHS movie, is really, really great. Honestly, VHS 1 and 2 both, because the cult segment in VHS 2 is awesome. So that's just some of the movies I've seen. Halloween 2, 1981. Go watch that. Even watch Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I would recommend those ones to you guys. So, and Tales from the Dark Side movie. Go watch that. So those are some ones I'd recommend. Again, I haven't seen that many movies yet, my friends, so can't comment too much. I'm going to keep reviewing more and more movies as I go. Once I become a veteran, then I can give you some solid recommendations. I'm revisiting some I haven't seen in forever and want recommendations. So those are my recommendations to you, Mr. Mortman. Also, I forgot, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's one of my favorite horror comedies. I absolutely love that movie. It's extremely fun. I loved it back in the day. I need to rewatch it during the summer. So Killer Clowns from Outer Space as well. Next one is A-Lord. Oh, thank you, Mr. Mortman. Next one is A-Lord Corey. This guy comments on every single one of my videos. This guy used to comment on all of my videos when I had my manga and anime channel back in the day. So this is an OG of an OG. Super positive, super fun guy. He's always been really good to me. I love you, Corey. Appreciate you. Thank you for doing so much. He says, bro, this is my wedding. Yeah, this is a party, my friend. Congratulations. Yeah. Thank you, my friend. I love you. Thank you so much for always commenting on my videos, brother. Appreciate you. Next one is Blue525252. He also comments on a lot of my videos. Really nice guy. Congrats, BD. What are some guilty pleasure movies or TV shows you enjoy? It's a good question, my friend. I have to think about that. One immediately pops up in my mind. And that would be Mountain Monsters from Animal Planet / Discovery / the Travel Channel. Mountain Monsters is about basically these hillbillies that hunt cryptids. It's one of those cryptid hunting shows that you clearly know is fake, and they try to play it up to act like it's real. It's a bunch of fucking backwoods hillbilly guys that basically just hunt cryptids, and they talk classic. They play up like a bunch of hillbillies from the Appalachian Mountains, and it's a super fun show. It'll make you laugh your ass off. I love it. It's one of the funniest shows out there. Guilty pleasure movies. I like a lot of Adam Sandler movies. I think that they're funny and charming. Grown Ups 2, Bedtime Stories. Really enjoy those ones. They're fun guilty pleasures. Fast and Furious 7 is a guilty pleasure movie for me, even though it has its problems. I think it's really enjoyable and fun. So those are some of my guilty pleasure movies that I think are fun. Also, Return of Xander Cage, that one with Vin Diesel. That's a guilty pleasure movie. It's stupid, but it's fun. It's just over the top fun, so I like it. If you had the chance to meet R.L. Stine, what would you ask? I would ask him, what would his idea be for Happy Holidays from Deadhouse? I would ask him if he had to make Happy Holidays from Deadhouse, what would be some of the concepts that he thinks he would make for that book? Because I don't know if he's ever going to drop it. If he doesn't, I would love for somebody to ask him what was his idea for Happy Holidays from Deadhouse. And I would also ask him for Goosebumps Gold, have any of those books carried over into your other books you've released? Goosebumps Gold, what were some of your ideas for that series? And have some of the plot lines from those books moved over. I know Screams of the Haunted Mask and Flappy New Year is a theory. I just want confirmation on that. So, yeah. Thank you, Blue5252. Next one is Hunter Coleman. Comments on every single one of my videos. Great guy. He also has a YouTube channel. He makes reviews. Shout out to Hunter Coleman. Go check him out. Congratulations, BD. My question is, which Goosebumps series is your favorite so far? This one might be a controversial take, but Give Yourself Goosebumps is my favorite Goosebumps series so far. It's super fun, super amazing. I have a really fun time with it. Even the bad books in there have some stuff in there that I still end up enjoying. Dr. Eek is one of them, but like the virtual reality stuff in the Dr. Eek book I enjoyed. I think Give Yourself Goosebumps has a lot of variety to it. And yeah, man, it's just really fun. So that's one of them. If not for that though, Series 2000. Series 2000 would probably be my favorite, but Give Yourself Goosebumps is actually my favorite Goosebumps series so far. The one that I've had the most fun with. So, yeah. Thank you, Hunter Coleman. Next up, Shadyside Library, my good friend Shadyside Library. Your channel's going to be linked in the description. Shout out John in the beginning. Amazing guy, super great guy, super kind. Just an amazing human being. So, what's up, Shadyside? Congrats, my friend. Thank you. My question would be, who are your 3 favorite authors? I kind of brought this up earlier with Harvey Horrorhouse's question. My 3 favorite authors as of right now, is, well, R.L. Stine, Nathan Ballingrud, and Joe Hill. Stephen King would be 4th if you ask me, but right now, again, R.L. Stine, Nathan Ballingrud, Joe Hill. R.L. Stine for kids horror, again, he's been a lifetime favorite of mine. I love a lot of his books. One of my favorite all-time authors. You guys know that. Nathan Ballingrud, I've read only 1 book by him so far, Wounds, 6 Stories from the Borders of Hell, but that's my favorite short story collection of all time. Pretty much right next to Stephen King's Night Shift. Love that guy. He's super creative. He makes a lot of terrifying stories in that book. His creativity level, his world building, his writing is up there with some of the best manga I've read. And that's a huge compliment because I put some of my favorite mangas very high up on my favorite fiction list. So Nathan Ballingrud is an absolute genius. And Joe Hill, even though some of Stephen King's work I prefer that better. I like Night Shift over Joe Hill stuff. I've read 2 books from Joe Hill. Full Throttle, his short story collection, was consistently good. It had a lot of fun, good stories in there. Had good variety to the stories, good stuff. Dark Carousel, one of my favorite short stories of all time. I've talked about it, made a video on it on the channel. Fawn by Joe Hill is in that book. That's one of my favorite short stories that I've read. Also made a video on that. So yeah, and again, one of my favorite horror books of all time that I've given now I bumped it up to a 10 out of 10 is Nosferatu. Nosferatu by Joe Hill is probably one of my favorite horror books of all time. And I gave it a 10 out of 10 retroactively now. So yeah, those are my 3 favorite authors. For now. Always tentative to change. Congrats, man. Michael Goosebumps fan. What's up, my man? You're also going to be linked in my channel as well. Great guy, amazing guy. Blessings to you and Rachel. Hope all your endeavors and future growth of your channel and whatever else may happen is amazing. Invite me to your wedding. Wait, what am I saying? You guys are already married. I'm fucking stupid. Invite me to your baby shower. Invite us in the Goosebumps community to your baby shower. My bad. He has some questions for me. First question on here from Michael. Have you ever tried writing anything? If so, what was it? What will it be? Yes. I used to watch The Haunting Hour back when it came out weekly, back in the day. And I used to get babysitted because I was back in elementary. I used to get babysit by my aunt during like summer break when my mom didn't have a babysitter. So I had to go, or maybe this might have even been before or something, before I was like that deep into school. I used to get babysit by my aunt, and I was watching Haunting Hour at that time, back in like 1st grade or at the end of kindergarten or something or whatever. And as I was doing that, I got really motivated to write short stories. So I actually started writing short stories at my aunt's house, and my uncle would read them, and my uncle would read them and let me know like what he thought about them. He enjoyed some of my stuff in there, and he, after so many years ahead, he asked me, are you still writing horror? So yeah, I used to write short stories back in the day a lot. I used to do a lot of writing back in the day. I don't anymore. I have some horror short story ideas. I always try coming up with fun ideas. Sometimes I'll have dreams that are very vivid involving some scary stuff, and I'll write it down in my notes or something. So haven't wrote anything official yet, but I do some writing, and I definitely do some creative writing process thinking and stuff like that. Any particular authors you're looking forward to for reading for the first time this year? Yeah, there's some guys in there. Jeff Strand, James A. Moore, Brian Keene. That's one I am excited to read, just because I heard some of the ideas he comes up with, and it does sound good. There's probably some others that I'm missing, but those are the ones I can immediately think about in my head that I'm looking forward to reading. There's a lot of books that I'm looking forward to reading as well. So Probably some names that are escaping me at the moment, but yeah, I'm excited to read those ones. Um, do you think reading is dying? Short answer, yes. I see so many people into fantasy and romance, but it seems like horror, sci-fi, mystery have all died completely out. Yeah, reading has been dying. As technology progresses, people get lazier and lazier. People don't want to read. It's just the truth. People like watching stuff. People like short content, and they like basically blazing through things. So that's why when you see modern writers come up with like 400, 500 plus page books, nobody's gonna read that shit. A lot of the time people don't have the time or patience to read that nowadays when everything is so readily available and quick processing to us. So reading has been dying out, but I try my best to keep up reading. I try my best to promote reading because I think reading is super important. I think there's actually a magic in reading. There's been some research and sayings behind it. I think reading is a very cool art form, and I want to keep it alive. So even though it has almost died out completely, I hope people keep it alive at least within the loyal fan bases of readers. Because yeah, I don't think it'll ever die out completely yet, at least not within my lifetime. But yeah, I'm gonna try to promote it the best I can to people. And this isn't a question, but bro, you need to cash in on that sweet Crow audience and review The Crow by James O'Barr before the remake finally comes out. Too late, my friend. I was busy during college, but you're 100% right. I should do that. I'm sure your library has it. I saw 2 pristine copies at mine today, man. Yeah. I will take your advice. I'll definitely review that. I was actually planning on reviewing some newer horror movies and stuff and content, just to, I guess, get some better views and interaction because that's hot and relevant content. So yeah, I will listen to you for that, my friend. He said, God bless, man. Can't wait to see more content from you. Michael, you helped me out a lot. You're a great friend of mine. One of my great friends out there. I love your content. You inspired me to create my channel. You, Monster Blood, and Completionist all inspired me to create my channel. You guys are some of the big reasons why I make videos. And yeah, I appreciate you more than you could possibly know. So thank you so much, my friend. Next up, how many more questions do we got? We got 3 more questions. There are some questions by my friend Artist, who used to comment on my manga channel, but it's a bunch of stupid ass questions. Fuck you, Artist. We're close, so I can say that. Fuck you, Artist. No one's gonna understand half of the bullshit you're saying. Next up is Zoe, another good friend of mine. Zoe is a reviewer as well, reviews a lot of stuff. So yeah, thank you, Zoe, for commenting. And they have a YouTube channel as well, so go check them out. Congrats on 200 subs. Now it's 250, but yes, thank you. Question, do you like coffee? Let's talk about coffee. I don't like coffee. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. The only things I drink for energy is like energy drinks like Monster, Bang, Celsius, and drink soda, drink Gatorade, as you can see. But I don't drink coffee or tea or anything like that, so sorry. Also, I want to know, what's your standard system on rating books, movies on reviews? Okay, so I do a rating that's out of 10. So I don't do a star rating. I don't do 5 stars like a lot of my fellow reviewer friends do. I do out of 10. I think it's more detailed. I can get a better read of it. I treat the 10 system like people grading a lot of your work. So when people grade your stuff, give you grades in school, high school, middle school, college, I treat it like that type of grading system out of 10. I treat it as like A minus, A, and anything that's above a 9.5 to 10 is out of 10 is a S tier. So I do it off that. So 9.5 to 10 is S tier. That's my S tier books. 9.5 to 9 is like I guess like 8.5. 8.5 to 9.5 is basically like an A, B plus, A tier. And it kind of just works its way down there one by one by one by one. And I do have a big section dedicated to doo-doo garbage because, in my opinion, 5 and higher is going from okay to great to amazing to fantastic. 5 to 10 is okay, to what the fuck, that was the best thing I've ever watched. That's 5 to 10. Not 0 to 5, but 1 to 5 is straight up just like, to all the way to fucking ew. Nasty doodle garbaggio. The worst things I've ever read or watched in my life. That's how my rating system goes. And I do it randomly. My rating system is kind of just based on how I feel. So yeah, so ranking is more important where I rank books, but rating, I rate books usually pretty highly or pretty low depending on consistent topics. So people, you can usually guess what I'm gonna like or not like, and usually sometimes there's some variation. So thank you, Zoe. Um, Next up is from my friend Monster Blood. Will or when can we see a home library collection tour video? So this is one that people have asked me about for a while. People want to see my collection. They want to see my stuff. I understand that. I do have books scattered around all over the place. Some are in that cabinet over there. Some are in the cabinet below me, and some are in my other room over there. Not my other room, but it's my mom's room. But I use her library in there. So there's a lot of books out there. That I have in this place, and I actually have a lot of books on my Kindle. I read a lot of books on Amazon Kindle. I usually buy books and comic books on there all the time, so that's something that I do a lot. So the thing about it is I've been thinking about doing a home library collection tour video because it gets a lot of views, but the thing is I don't find them entertaining. That's not bashing anybody who does them. I know a lot of my friends do collection hauls and videos. I just don't find it interesting. I like your videos. I go to your video. I like it. I watch just enough, skip through just so you get the view, but I don't actually watch them. I don't find them that entertaining. I sometimes like doing videos like all my adult horror collection books just so I can get recommendations to read and review, but I don't just like walking around and showing off my books and stuff. It is not something that I would be very interested in. And again, a lot of my stuff is on Kindle, so it would be me turning around my laptop and then just showing my Kindle stuff as well. So maybe I'll do it towards the end of my channel. Like if I run out of every single idea, I'll do a collection video. Or if I get something super, super rare, something that I can, show off maybe. But that's not something that entertains me. So that's why I've been kind of holding off on doing it. But maybe the last video on my channel will be that. Again, I just don't find it entertaining. I like making videos that I find entertaining because I think you guys will find it. That's just not something I'm really interested in. So sorry, probably the last video on my channel. What's something you enjoy outside of reading, horror, anime? I brought it up earlier, but I like traveling around to different cities, foreign countries. I like hanging out with my friends. We go travel around downtown. We go try different things. Again, we go to video game cafes. We go to mini golf places. We go to different restaurants and dessert places and stuff like that. We just like hanging around and riding around. So yeah, and I've done a few road trips as well. I've gone to like beaches and stuff. So I don't know. I'm a big traveling guy. If I'm not inside my house doing this, I'm usually going out with some people that I enjoy company with, like my mom, like my, close friends, and then I just travel. So that's what I like doing. And martial arts, again, I used to do it back in the day. I enjoyed it. I've not done it in a while. So martial arts is retired, but I may visit it in the future. And I like going and interacting with animals, which I say that because your next question, Monster Blood, that I'm a fan of wildlife, just like you are, my friend. So I kind of like going less to zoos just because, I'm the whole idea about animals being out in wildlife parks. I'm that kind of guy. But, zoos, they rehabilitate a lot of animals that are injured and stuff. So I like interacting with animals as well. And he asked, what are my top 3 or 5 favorite animals? Off the top of my head, I have no specific ranking, but saltwater crocodiles / Nile crocodiles. Those are some of my favorite animals. I absolutely love Nile crocodiles. I absolutely love saltwater crocodiles. Terrifying, horrifying. They've been around for millions of years. They've been unchanged. They are like the hammer of animals. You get different sized hammers, different kinds of hammers. This was an analogy brought up on the Joe Rogan podcast, but it's still a hammer. These crocodiles have been unchanged for a long time, and absolutely love them. Next one is green anaconda. I love green anacondas. Spotted hyenas. I love spotted hyenas. What else? What other animal do I absolutely love? I love tigers. I'm a big fan of tigers, Bengal tigers, Siberian tigers, whatever it may be. And last one would be hippos. Hippos are terrifying, horrifying, but I love watching videos on them. And if I had to do an honorable mention, one honorable mention would be my favorite. I have 2 favorite snakes. I know you're a big snake guy. I said green anaconda. My 2 favorite snakes outside of the green anaconda are both venomous. They are the rhinoceros viper from Africa, which is a very colorful, cool-looking viper. And then the second one is the Bushmaster. The Bushmaster is my favorite venomous snake. It's from the Amazon. Huge, like 9 to 8 foot long venomous snake. It's really, really cool. I really, really enjoy it. So those are my top 5 and then 2 honorable mentions. So thank you, Monster Blood. Please go check out his channel. It'll be linked down below. So yeah, great reviewer, great guy, great friend of mine. And finally, this is from Vero from the Discord. Why is the Haunted Mask so great? And is your brother Vero the best Goosebumps casual out there? You've been denied both of those. Fuck you. And that's all I have for this video. Haunted Mask is so great. You want to know why the Haunted Mask is so great? Watch my videos. Shameless plug. Go watch my videos on the Haunted Mask episode book, Haunted Mask 2 episode. And then, is he the best Goosebumps casual out there? Yeah, you're a very nice guy. You're a good friend of mine. You're a brother. I always joke around with you. You always make me laugh. We are brothers from another mother. So yeah, you're a great guy. Great friend of mine. I'm glad to have you. And that's all I have for this video as my throat's about to give out. Pause, double pause, triple pause, pause. That's my 250 subscriber Q&A celebration. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hope you guys like me interacting with you. Thank you so much. And we're almost at 300 subscribers. So if any of you out there are stumbling upon the channel, if you have any friends, any uncles, any brothers, any grandmas, any dogs, make them all subscribe to my channel so we can get over that 300 subscriber mark. Like all my videos, check out my content, especially if you're a fan of horror, because here at the Horror Tavern, I'm a one-stop shop of horror. I review all things horror, and I want to make sure that we can tell some good stories, have some good interactions, and you feel like a friend is talking to you. That's all I have for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A celebration, and there's going to be plenty of more content to come during the summer, so stay tuned. That's all I have for today. Deuces. 51 minutes of talking. I am fucking long-winded. Time to go finish up this book I'm reading through that's really mid right now. It's been boring the shit out of me, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. Also, I got a new haircut. You check out, I'm saying, a fresh cut. You guys like it?